Oh shit! Red BB's in my house. Well, let's see what we have. That is fire, bro. He should have won. Anyways, okay. Anything else? Very cool. I'll save those for later. Anyways, welcome to my ranking of Red BB. Red BB was created by Red Moxie in 2022. We have a total of 8 round 1 episodes and 1 loser round. And we need to set some ground rules in order to do this ranking. Rule 1 is that this is all my opinion and you guys can have different opinions and I'll respect them. You guys can either comment down below or scream at me, whatever floats your boat. And then the second rule is that I will only be ranking the ones in the episodes. Not the solos, not the mixed versions, whatever. Only the ones in the episodes. So, without further ado, let's get started with our first placement, which is number 18. We have... I'm joking, sorry. Alright, Inkling 1. First, let's start off with some positives I like about the solo. So, this was one of the early Red BBs, but still, this was about the time that Red BB was really improving. I really liked that Moxie tried with the impression and the voice effect on BandLab. And even though I think that had some downsides with it, definitely brought down the mixing for me because I couldn't really understand the lyrics, so the lyrics weren't really enjoyable. But the beatboxing, background beatboxing, always good because, well, it's Moxie. So yeah, the one thing I did really like about this beatbox was the flow. The flow definitely carried it for me. The mixing really just put it all the way down there. And it's not bad, I'd put it at a C level, but there's just so many other better ones on this list. And at number 17, we have the big meme, the big thing, yeah, Jimmy Kent, Dexter 1. So first, let's start off with some positives. Beatboxing, well, because it's voiced by Moxie, and I do like the flow in this beatbox. And I could see why people enjoy it, but I think this does lack the problem that the first 2 Red BBs lack, which is the mixing. The mixing does sound empty at times, and that does bring it down for me a little bit in the enjoyability scale, but everything else is pretty good, but not good to the point where I'd call it super good. Just to the point where it's like kind of mid, but I still do enjoy this one. But that's really it I have to say about the solo. It's just there for me. It's not too over extreme really good or too over extremely bad. It's just there really.
Because that joke is horrible. Open your mouth. When you speak to me, speak with your chin up like it's picture day. Bitch ass boy, and I fucked your mom long dick style.
At number 16, we have Jimmy. Well, I think he won. Yeah. Positives, which, I like the beatboxing. The lyrics are so much better than Dexter, and I like how it kind of like, it's like self-aware that it is a reboot, and it makes fun of like the old performance. I think that's really clever. And so yeah, vocals, honestly, the impression sounds good, and the mixing doesn't sound too bad like Dexter's, but it does definitely feel a little bit empty. And compared to the solos sweeps this one out of the park. I'm sorry, but the mixing sounds so much better in that one. But so yeah, so my negative is, yeah, it really just sounds empty at times, which can really kill down a beatbox for me. Alright, and at number 15 we have Ben, and this is where I can go more into the solos, where I have a lot more to say. So, Ben, really enjoy the remix on Do You Remember the Time? I think that's what it's called, by Michael Jackson. And so, yeah, the lyrics, I don't know much about Danny Phantom, but they do seem really good. Beatboxing, yeah. Just like Jimmy's, the mixing does make the vocals sound kind of bland, but it's still enjoyable. I still find it enjoyable. But yeah, the mixing still sounds a little bit better than the other ones, but as in the other ones too, the solo is so much better and makes it sound so much better. A lot of people hate it on this, which I don't get it. The vocals sound fine. I think it's just the definition of fine, you know?
I'm sorry, mister, use my cartoons theme.
No shot. What was he doing in the girls' locker room? Anyways, it doesn't matter because he made the solo. So yeah, he remixed an MJ song, Goes to Jealousy, just like the chorus says, and that song, I think it fits his character, since like, you know, Danny and Ghost, yeah. And with that, I think the lyrics do fit his character too, and I haven't watched Ben 10 really a lot, but I think these are good roasts that are put in. And beatboxing, for early Moxie, is pretty good. And yeah, the flow, unlike the other three, this one didn't sound too empty, you know, it sounded alive, like the vocals sounded, you know, really expressive, yeah, expressive, that's a word. And yeah, I can listen to this one mixed or not mixed and I'll still enjoy it, but I think it's the definition of B, like B, because it doesn't impress me out of the park, but it was really good for the time. And so yeah, and I just want to bring up the ending animation. I think it was made by Luke. Yeah, Luke, man, it was crazy for the time. I still like the animation, and I think it still kind of holds up to today. And so yeah. Alright, and at number 13 we have the first solo not made by Moxie, and it now being made by Hap. Which, Hap's female voice, I'm not gonna go into that, but one thing that can't compare to Moxie's skills is his beatboxing, which Hap's beatboxing, it's fine really, but that does not take away from the enjoyability of the solo. I really do like the flow, and with the remix, I feel like someone could have done it way better, maybe Zai, because sometimes the notes just don't feel like they hit. Like in the original song, Only Girl in the World, made by Rihanna, notes really show out and stand out there, and in this solo, I feel like that's the main reason why I think they lost. The lyrics, well, they're actually pretty good. I like them. It's still enjoyable, this solo, but it's just not up there because of not being able to top the others. And yeah, bro. Speaking about visuals, you know, wow, why the fuck is she so
insult besides fat, you skinny naive.
Oh, she doesn't know it says name.
Alright, at number 12 we have Rose. Let's start off with the positives. Okay, mixing, just like Moxie does beatboxing, Hydra does mixing, which I think it really sounds good. And the vocals, they sound really good, and I think Hydra does a better feminine voice than Hap. I don't know where I was going with that, but beatboxing, it's fine. It beats out Hap's beatboxing. And not really. Shut the fuck up. Okay. Yeah. Lyrics hit hard. Trust. I've rewatched Adventure Time and everything. Yeah. But negatives. Yeah. The only negative is that beatboxing does not go hard like the other solos. But that's really it. There's not much I could say really. I mean, it's good. I enjoy it. I like it a lot. But yeah, I like it. It's Red BB 6. Okay. At number 11 we have Chuck E. Cheese. 1. Not to lose around. 1. So yeah, I really like this. I like this solo a lot. It's really good. Yeah. So let's start with the positives. The mixing, yes, this is definitely a big upgrade from the second episode to the third episode. The mixing definitely improves. It shows with Freddy and Chucky's, and I think the vocals don't sound that bad. They sound really good. Really good for the song I was remixing. I don't know what the song is. Someone please correct me in the live chat or whatever. But I really did enjoy it, and it seemed like Moxie genuinely had fun doing this one, and I like that. I just like the emotion. The emotion put into the beatbox. It doesn't sound dead and all sad or lazy, whatever. It sounds so energetic, and that's what I like about most beatboxes. I'm sorry I'm running on. So yeah, the beatboxing is really good. The only negative I have is that some places in the beatbox sound kind of awkward. I don't know. I can't really describe it, but like at the times where like I don't know. I think you could, if you watch it by yourself, you can definitely point it out, which sounds kind of awkward. But other than that, DFG did amazing on those visuals. Oh my gosh, I was so happy when I saw those. I can't believe Lil Bro went from animating from Flick SMH versus me. That's not a good example. From me to Red BB. That's awesome. Yeah, that's too much ranting on. So yeah, Chuck E. Cheese is a certified hood classic in my book. Top 10. This is where we get spicy. In at 10th place we have Alright, Inkling LR. This is a major improvement from the round one. The biggest glow up in Red BB probably, and like one of the only ones, cause like this is like the only loser round in round 2. Yeah, whatever. Anyways, yes, Moxie with his background vocal. I think he fixed the issue I had mainly with the first round one, which was the mixing, cause I feel like it didn't mash well with only one layer of like that Inkling sound effect thing. This time layered it and he made it so much better. The beatboxing, it's still good. Probably top the first one with the ending and everything. The only problem I have is, well, the ending. But like this picture on here, when this happens, it sounds off kind of, but I don't mind it. I like it actually. It supports the flow for me, and honestly, I think that's the strong suit with this. It just sounds enjoyable. I enjoy it a lot. That's why I put it top 10, because I like it. I like the flow. I like almost everything about it. There's almost no flaws. It's just that one at the end, and when they hold out the notes, it sounds kind of weird, but that's really it. Speaking about Inkling, let's talk about the person they lost to in round 1.
I'm sorry, it's my first time.
Bendy, which when this came out, I wasn't too much of a fan of it, but I did think it beat Inkling by a lot, really. But re-listening to it now, it actually sounds really good. Moxie's impression of Inkling is on spot, kinda, and I don't know, it just matches his character of being goofy and cartoony with that silly voice. That's okay. That sounded weird. Okay. Yeah, I think that flows well, really into like his singing. The only problem I have is the 1, 2, 3 part, because that just sounds like Moxie, really. But that doesn't matter. I still enjoy it a lot, and the beatboxing is really good. And the ending, where he held out that note, it did kind of sound off, but it was still enjoyable. Good. This is like the definition of mid-A. There's no real big issues, but there's no real big things that make him go like, oh my gosh. But there is a thing that makes me worried a little bit, because this is the part of the video where I split the band lab projects because this thing is going over 15 minutes. Alright, we are back in a new band lab project with my favorite, at 8th place, Freddy Red BB. My favorite character. He's funny, and then he has a fire-ass solo too that's either overhated or underrated, truly, really. And this one actually surprisingly holds up really well today, and I think, heck, even better than half of the solos made right now. But yeah, I really enjoy this one. Beatboxing always sounds consistent throughout the background, and then even to the chorus, and that one beatboxing solo part, it's awesome. Yeah, but yeah, the auto-tune really works with Freddy's character. That's why I like the vocals for this one, and the flow really matches well. The lyrics could be better, but I'd imagine it'd be hard to be like gross Chuck E. Cheese. Yeah, no, but most of the lyrics are from the original song, which is remixing the FNAF song. I forgot what it's called. I think it's Welcome to Freddy's or whatever. I don't care. It's still a fire-ass solo, and I enjoy this one a lot. This is probably one of my favorites. I put it up here, but just that, you know, there's so many other solos that are just better than this, but I just really enjoy this from just like no objective, just subjective. Like, this is one of my favorite solos of all time, beatbox solos from here.
So, my final thoughts on Freddy Red BB. I think a fellow friend of ours can definitely describe my opinion.
This is fantastic, and it's not annoying, and it's not repetitive. It's not repetitive, well, I guess not repetitive. It's not overrated. It's not, I'm trying to think of the word. I'm blanking out.
Anyways, now it's time to stop rambling about this robot and go to number 7, which is another robot, BMO. I really slept on this one. I was just amazed by Gur. Oh my gosh, they remixed Bumblebee and Gur's solo, and oh my gosh, it's so awesome. But I really looked over this one, and I think this one deserves, well, I think it gets praise and everything. Heck, the match was really close and they won, which I won't complain. Obviously there's some voting things, but that doesn't matter. The solo itself, I think it's the best remix of Down, because there's been like heck 8 remixes of Down, and none of them have hit the notes that Zai does in this one. Zai did really well in this one for their first debut in Red BB. I think they voiced Princess Bubblegum, but that doesn't count as solo. As solo themselves, this sounds really good. Beatboxing is made by Moxie because, well, I don't blame Zai. You can't get to that level, especially when your opponent is Foxy. Yeah, that's scary. But yeah, the lyrics and everything else, it's just good. It's really enjoyable to listen to. And Zai did an awesome job with the vocals. They really hit the notes right there at current times. Like the original song, and well, they're the only one that did the song justice, I think, in my opinion. And so yeah, there's not really much I could say, but I do think they lost, but Zai did put up a really good fight. And I enjoy this one. I'd listen to it on my free time if I could.
You push the feel it button.
Wow!
Do you know what he's
He
gonna do
got
now?
a really good solo. At number 6, we have Chuck E. Cheese LR. Oh my gosh, you guys thought I was reading about Freddy. I'm gonna rant about this. His loser round. How do people say his round one's better? His vocals in this one are so much better. Beatboxing, it's really big improvement from his round 1, definitely. And lyrics, I don't know much about Splatoon lore or even play Splatoon games that much, but they sound like they hurt. And the vocals, yeah, it sounds kind of weird during the little chorus part, but it matches, it fits Chucky with his personality. And honestly, I just really the enjoyability in the solo is just, it's off the charts. I just like it. The flow is insane. And yeah, Suck It or Lose. Yeah, I know. I said I didn't know what the remix was for Chuck E. Cheese. Yeah, I know now. But now for this one, I know this song too, and I think Moxie did it really good. And if it, you know, you can't really get a song to fit Chuck E. Cheese, but it just feels like it does. It feels like it matches the energy of the character. And honestly, I like this a lot. From the round ones, they it was close, it's really close for me, but I did think Chucky won. And at 5th place, coming in at top 5, we have the Animaniacs. So I'm gonna go over for this one each person's verse and stuff. So first we have Yakko, voiced by Ali. I think Ali's main vocals were really strong. I think they really fit with the solo. And the verses, I don't care if Moxie wrote the lines. They were really well delivered. And Zai with the background vocals, they sounded really good. And I could definitely tell that they put all their heart into this, especially Zai and Ali. And Bao voicing Wacko, I think that was good casting. Yeah. And Bao doing the beatboxing, that's like a perfect combo. You have Ali as Yakko doing the main vocal, which Ali has a really good rapping and singing voice. Both of them go hand in hand. And Zaya's Dot really works as the high pitched, like the background vocals and like the ad libs kind of. Yes, that's what they're called. Wacko's verse was not that bad. I really liked it. And impression's really hard to hold, so I'd assume like rapping or singing with it would be hard either way. But it didn't it didn't make the beatbox any worse. The only problem I have is that sometimes the mixing does sound like a little weird, which I could definitely tell at the end.
But regardless, I just want to say, Ali, Bao, and Zai, I know the poll was kind of a landslide, but there's definitely a lot of people out there that enjoy this solo as much as I do.
Alright, number 4, you better put your hands up because I won't, because I'm listening to the solo.
I have such good transitions. Anyways, Moxie's like the only one to do an AJR song good besides like Foxy. Yeah. Oof, this beatbox really shows Moxie's improvement, especially from the other episodes. It's a really big jump in beatboxing wise, definitely. And I could definitely tell Moxie put his heart into this. With the beatboxing, the background beatboxing still hits, and I think it's just background beatboxing for the whole entire solo. And it works hand in hand with Moxie's vocals, and they sound really good genuinely. Like, this is a big step for Moxie, especially an improvement, since most people don't really like his singing voice or his vocals and flow in the solos. Like, that's the main problem for his beatboxes that people mainly have. But this one, it really shines up with the mixing. It goes hand in hand with his vocals, and they work really well together. And I think Moxie did really good with this, and I really have no flaws with it. And subjectively, I love this, and this is probably one of my favorite Moxie beatboxes, and probably one of my favorite beatboxes of all time. And objectively, it hits in almost every single category. Alright, it's time for me to get jumped. Grr! At number 3. Oh my gosh, I can't even go into words how much I enjoy this. I can go into stuff, yes. Beatboxing. Oh my gosh, it's up there Moxie level with from the background beatboxing to the ending. I literally, if you didn't tell me Foxy voiced it and you had me listen to the ending, I'd think it was Moxie, because I didn't know Foxy could do that, and it's really impressive, and it really shows. And the flow goes match hand in hand with almost everything else in the beatbox. The lyrics are really clever, and it's back-to-back lines, except for that one pebble line. I don't know what that was about, but other than that, it's almost perfect. The only possible flaw I can find is that sometimes it sounds weird, but I can just get over that. If I ignore that, it's just a good solo when it's perfect. And S, definitely S for me. And at number 2, we have my favorite solo, Big Brain. Just kidding, that will never happen. Anyways, we have Plankton. Holy crap, this is just really good. I enjoyed it a lot. When it first came out, everyone was like, "Oh my gosh!" because it's just simply good. It sounds like an actual song. Well, not really, because it's Plankton. Dankton, yeah. The lyrics, they're pretty good. And beatboxing, obviously, you can't top Moxie's, but it's still up there. It's still good. It's not present during most of the beatbox, but the ending does sound good with it either way. And the flow and Rev's singing, especially with the layering and the mixing, it just mashes so well. And it's catchy. The lyrics and the flow go hand in hand, and they really make the listening experience really enjoyable. And that's why this was one of the best Red BBs, and still is really high up there. And I think it has really no flaws, and Rev made a whole entire video going to the behind the scenes with the lyrics and getting the song remix choice and how it worked out and how it came to be. And really, I think this is the best Red BBs, and probably the top 5 beatboxes in this whole community. It just sounds good. The modern rap works really well with the mixing, and everything else, the effects are like basic effects, I think, and they work really good. And yeah, thank you, Rev. This is an awesome solo, and I have heard almost no one complain about the solo because there's really no problems with it. I think it's like literally up there to be perfect, but that was saved for the number 1 spot, which by process of elimination we have if you couldn't tell already, at number 1 we have Ed, and Eddy. Oh my gosh, okay, let's just get started. First of all, it was a 3v2, Rev and Moxie. I actually didn't think Rev voiced one of them. I don't know what one of them's called, but yeah, I thought someone else voiced them, but it was actually just Rev and Moxie, and oh my gosh, those two as a duo goes insane. I'm pretty sure Moxie did the lyrics, obviously Moxie did the beatboxing. The beatboxing for this, it still hits, even when perfecting in almost every other category, which, yes, the flow, I still like the flow. The singing, Moxie, I don't know what happened to Moxie. Moxie just got a really, really good singing voice in this one, and I just like it a lot. And Moxie's singing voice is a big improvement, a big step up from the other solos in the series. And Rev was always a good singer, but especially in this is voicing Ed or Eddy. I don't know which one it's called, but voicing them. Oh my gosh, they make a perfect duo for the chorus. The chorus sounds so good. The song also fits. I didn't say it's for Animaniacs, but the song fits for both of them characters. They both kind of do the same things, and the lyrics fit with the characters and the impressions. The impressions, I'm pretty sure, are spot on. They don't sound like Moxie or Rev. They sound actually like each other's, like, and they're in character and stuff. And oh my gosh, everything. Background vocals, mixing, flow, beatboxing. It's just everything in the solo is awesome, and it's probably one of my favorite creations in this whole community. One of my favorite beatboxes. And so yeah, in number 1 spot we got Ed and Eddy. Number 2 we got Plankton, and number 3 we got Gurr. And like that, we got a complete ranking. Wow, I did not think this was gonna take me that long. The video was so long. Everything. Yeah, I don't want to drag this on. So yeah, it's been a fun ride. Thank you, Roxy, for giving me the idea to do this, and yeah, thank you, Moxie, for creating Red BB and all the voice actors like Hydro, Rev, Foxy, Bow, You guys did amazing, and yeah, this is Keiki, and I'll see you guys later.
Okay, Banjo, you're going first. Gah! Time to get this robot oiled. What the